Hey everybody, it's Barbara Ann. Welcome back to my channel, Straight Out of Context.
Hey everybody, I want to show you guys my real X account, my real Twitter X account. So if you want to follow me, I am at gypsyrose_b. This is my official verified account. This is the only account that has ever been me. Any other accounts claiming to be me are impersonation accounts. So yeah, again, if you want to follow me, it's gypsyrose_b at X.
Just wait till the very end. I'm going to clarify all of this for you, and I'm going to tell you exactly what is what with all of this.
Hey everybody. So I am almost 4 months postpartum, and I think I'm experiencing postpartum hair loss or thinning. And so I've started to notice when I style my hair that around my temples I'm starting to get like really fine baby hair, but there is a breakage, lots of breakage in my hair. And I've noticed a lot of shedding in the shower. So I kind of looked into it, and it's really normal postpartum. So I just want to start with saying this is not a sponsored advertisement. This video is nowhere near any kind of sponsorship. I don't get paid. I bought this product myself at the store. So this is what I'm going to start doing. So I am going to start using hers minoxidil 5%, and I think this is the foam. So I got that. I'm going to start taking biotin, and then I also have hair thickening shampoo with biotin, as well as the conditioner. So I'm kind of hoping that this will kind of rejuvenate my hair a little bit better. Ever since I cut my hair short, I kind of just noticed these things a little more. Or maybe, you know, the shedding and the hair loss has been more recent. So I've heard a lot of good things about biotin. I've heard a lot of good things about hers. So I'm hoping that this works. I guess I'll see over the next 6 months. So in 6 months, I will tell you guys my results if this stuff really does work. Like I said, I don't know. This is my first kid, so this is all very new to me. So let's hope that it works and my hair will be thicker and fuller, and less shedding. So let's pray. Of the day. So my top is from Forever 21, my jeans are from Good American Jeans, and my boots are also from Forever 21, and my jewelry is from Target.
Gypsy goes on to say that, hey, I'm back at Tana again, and this time I'm going to order something that I actually want to eat. And she does all of these poses and pictures. And she does a voiceover with some music, which clearly is not her doing that. But then she goes on to do all these exercise videos recently. And then she starts, doing a whole entire live saying, come exercise with me. So clearly she's posting all of this like back to back to back in a singular day. But she also posted a whole thing about how her hair is thinning and how she's using these products, and she's going to come back in 6 more months and do a whole review about the products that she's using, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You get the You get the gist of what I'm saying here, or what she's trying to do, right? She's clearly fishing for a company to want to do a real campaign and sponsorship with her, but they just won't because, she's a convicted murderer. Despite her relentless attempts to say that everybody else is bad and everybody else is a hater and everybody else is the problem, and that content creators are so bad, yet she's dying to be one. And sadly, her mom actually did have to die for her to become one.
Gypsy stole wishes from little kids. Gypsy didn't fill out no paperwork.
This is not new. March 20th of 2024, Gypsy has a paper saying that she made a pretty large donation to Make-A-Wish Foundation to make amends for her mother's sins. She says, I made a large donation to Make-A-Wish. I feel horrible for what my mother did, and she isn't here to pay for the sins of her life, so I did right and made a donation. I wonder why she's not here, Gypsy. Someone says you should be ashamed blaming a child for the actions of an adult. I was 10 years old when my mother used Make-A-Wish. True, we went to Disney multiple times, but she saved the blue button with Make-A-Wish for future trips. You only get one wish. I was a child. Someone goes on to say that I think that was a very kind thing to do, and she says, I know, and I kept this to myself for a very long time because I didn't do this for attention or recognition. I wanted to make my donation knowing that I gave back. So which one was it? Is it because you didn't want the attention and recognition, or is that you want the attention and recognition now? Or is she doing it to actually make amends for her mother's sins because she took her mother's life, which is the ultimate sin? This is virtue signaling 101. This is 100% for attention. This is attention seeking positive praise behavior that she's wanting from people. It's where somebody wants somebody to praise them constantly and continuously for all these good deeds and good work. But see, that's the problem I have, because those things are done and never spoken about online. It's like all those people on TikTok and YouTube that go around giving $500 or $1,000 to homeless people, or they'll give them meals. But the whole thing is that they're recording it for content. That person is in the worst state of their life, homeless, starving, completely penniless, broke. And of course, they're not going to say no, but you're filming them in the worst state in their life. Those people don't do it out of the kindness of their heart. They're doing it because they want to make content out of it. That is not altruism. That is psychological egoism. That's self-preservation. That's, I want to monetize my content, but I also want to give a false sense of, look at me, I'm so good, please praise me. But what really matters is what you do when nobody's looking. Now here is where I'm going to blow this all out of the water. Okay, back in March of 2024, Gypsy had a lot of things to say. She tried to actually go back to Habitat for Humanity and work with them. They wanted nothing to do with her because she wanted to film it for her first season. Fortunately for them, they never responded back to her. They were not interested in working with her on or off camera, but that didn't stop Gypsy from running this in TMZ and People magazine. But that large donation she's bragging about recently, somebody says, was Ryan aware that this payment was made? And she said he wasn't aware in the moment. I made the donation, but I told him after, and he complained about how much I donated. But I guess I shouldn't expect anything less from Mr. Quote, that's revenue, unquote. I mean, Ryan kind of had a point, because your parole officer was constantly telling you to get a real job, real employment, and to hold steady employment, and you were not doing that. Now you're stuck with Ken, who actually wants you for nothing other than the, quote, revenue, unquote. However, back in March of 2024, Gypsy Rose Blanchard actually ran articles in TMZ and People magazine talking about how she wanted to make a Make-A-Wish Foundation donation, and how she also wanted to give back to Habitat for Humanity. From March to June 28th of 2024, there was over 13 different articles that were ran about Gypsy making that donation. However, giving a donation to Make-A-Wish made me feel like I was giving that wish back to a child, that I was giving back what was taken. She says this in March of 2024, but she said she kept it quiet all this time. No, she did not. She also said it again on June 28th of 2024 to People magazine again. And yet, if you go on the IRS website or the Make-A-Wish America Foundation, guess who's not on the donor list? A TikToker exposed this over 9 months ago. It goes by each individual chapter and it goes by donation amount. And her donation amount was between $1,000 and $5,000. And there are no records anywhere at all that Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself made that donation. In fact, there's nothing that can corroborate that on the IRS website or the Make-A-Wish Foundation website. Does that mean that she didn't do it? I can't 100% say, but I do know that this was debunked. And you can feel free to go to the Louisiana and Texas chapter, and you can feel free to look up the 2024 donors list by amount, and you can go ahead and look at the IRS website filing, because all nonprofits have to do a list of all donations, and that's pretty standard. So the TikToker that was trying to corroborate this story 9 months ago, when Gypsy was so adamant about putting it in TMZ and People magazine, came up fruitless, didn't find anything to corroborate this. And this also proves that she's lying. She has spoken about this exact donation already.
Gypsy Rose lied to her mom and doctors. Here's proof.
And it was kind of fun. So I learned to pop wheelie, but then a week using the wheelchair turned into fun. I was fully aware that I could walk, but I always craved her attention.
See, all for attention.
I was afraid of losing it.
She told doctors she couldn't feel her legs and her mom. So her mom, like any other mom, tried to do whatever she could to get doctors to figure out what was wrong.
Over me. She would love on the cat.
Until they did the biopsy and the doctor made her stand up. And that's when Dee Dee found out she was lying. I'll put part 2 next. But listen to this story. She drops instantly when Dee Dee shows up because she was lying to Dee Dee about her legs. She twisted it into Dee Dee was her abuser and made her sit in the chair.
And Gypsy said, "Can I go jump on the trampoline?" We said,
Gypsy's
"Sure."
a liar.
So she was jumping.
People need to
with
stop
all the
believing her.
kids.
She twists the truth.
But when her mom pulled up, she dropped like a wet rag. And it's like, what happened?
This is actually kind of the first time I've been honest. Besides being honest, with my attorneys. Even that, I haven't been completely honest with them.
Gypsy is asked how she would describe her mom.
So let's rewind again and summarize this. I know I kept this to myself for a very long time because I didn't do this for attention or recognition. I wanted to make my donation knowing that I gave a wish back. In March and June of 2024, and recently, she says that she just wanted to give a wish back. Although there is no confirmation that she actually donated any money, she says here that she feels horrible for what her mother did and that she isn't here to pay for her sins of her life. So she did right and made the donation. So if you weren't counting, that's 3 totally different separate reasons that she is citing for why she gave this donation. And she's also lying about not wanting attention and recognition for it. I guess the articles in TMZ and People magazine just weren't enough. She just had to use the opportunity again to respond back to a supporter. And don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share.